congratulations, Keith, into the last four of the Northern section. How pleased were you with the way the lads performed tonight?
Really pleased with the effort again and the way that we performed for 2/3 of the game, and then how we stuck a little bit of grit at the end. Tired bunch, you know, Sunday, Wednesday, and with the COVID testing on Tuesday, picking up more positive cases. So it's very difficult, and listen, I'm not here moaning, complaining. You know, it's very difficult, the climate that we're in. You know, every day's it's difficult managing, selecting a side, trying to go through the processes of working on what you want to do against the opponents, and then finding out that you've got 2 positive cases again. And it's going to happen up and down the country. But I really enjoyed Sunday. I've really enjoyed tonight. You know, I think, you know, and I said it on Sunday, you know, key components of any success is effort. You know, and if the players work 100% effort-wise, for me, it's the biggest skill that they could offer. You know, they'll get my support, my backing. I think we saw that tonight. And the fitter you are, it's amazing how much it can elevate you as a player, because we're all talented players. And I just want the players to realise that they've got great opportunities to become better if they work harder.
You mentioned about the difficult situation at the moment, obviously, you know, really stretching the full-back department at the moment. I know Kieran Morris has played there before, but Otis Khan on the other side as well.
Well, Kieran Morris doesn't believe he's ever played there before. So I had the conversation with him yesterday. I had another one with him today, this morning. Again, you know, I was once asked by a very famous manager who managed Liverpool when he was manager at Blackburn, where do you want to play? Left back or substitute? You know, I'm a centre half, so I chose left back, obviously. You know, I think players shouldn't be so precious about playing in a particular position. And I just ask for 100% effort, 100% commitment. And if you do make mistakes, then I'll support you, I'll back you, and I'll carry the responsibility for selecting the side. I thought they were magnificent. But, you know, the mind is the athlete. You've got to convince yourself that you can do it. They're all talented boys. But effort goes a long way. Whether you're a football player, no matter what you are, effort's the key component for me.
It's always the next game, Keith, isn't it? That's the most important thing, and that was it tonight, wasn't it? You've got another stage in this cup competition, so it's a big deal, isn't it?
We don't know when the next game is. We know the next game's Saturday, but we've got to plan virtually day to day, and that's it. You know, in the current predicament, with what's happening in the world, with what's happening in the country, we're very privileged that we can still do our jobs. We're very privileged to be, you know, representing Tranmere Football Club. The group of players are doing everything they possibly can with respect to the COVID protocol, but we are getting a lot of positive test results, and that is putting us in a position where we're stretched, and we're dealing with it. We're not crisis managing, but we're dealing with it. And the players have had to go again. I think the data from the weekend's game was one of the best that we've had from a sprint stroke high intensity. So that fatigue stays in your legs for at least 2 days. And they've gone again today, and they're going to have to go again Saturday. So it's a quick turnaround, Wednesday, Saturday. But, you know, we've got to treat each game in isolation and deal with the group of players that we've got against the group of players that's presenting an obstacle in the opposition's team. And we don't know what it is from day to day, never mind game to game. Because like I said, we've got another test tomorrow.
But opportunities come in those sort of circumstances. You know, George Ray in defence, a couple of young lads who've got a chance to come on near the end tonight as well. Yeah,
I think so. I think we were very tired around about the 60-minute mark. Danny Lloyd in particular, he's been absent for 10 days, you know, and he's not trained. So he came in, he wanted to play, you know, and I thought he'd run his race after 60 minutes, but what a performance from him, an effort performance. And the young players, it's great managing young players because they give you 100% effort. They might make mistakes, and over the course of my management career, I've given a lot of young players. I don't give young players opportunities, they earn them by the way they present themselves on the training pitch, the way they want to represent the club, and the way they want to earn an opportunity. And it's pure effort, pure adrenaline, pure drive, and that goes a long way.
You mentioned about, you know, day to day is the only way you manage things at the moment. But it's a cup competition, I suppose. It's still to get excited about it because you can't plan too far ahead at the moment.
Well, you can't in life. You can't in football for sure, especially as a manager. You know, you want to be able to plan. You want to be able to create an environment, an identity. That's Keith Hill's side because of the way they play. And, you know, you want to be able to create that, but in the current world, the pandemic, it's very difficult knowing what we're doing tomorrow, all of us. We're very thankful that we're healthy, you know, and I think we've got to go back to when this pandemic first hit, back in March, and it was all about safety. It was all about mental health awareness. And I think we've got to make sure that we remember that and try to steer clear of the dark arts that competitive elite sport can bring and take advantage of the COVID situation.
Has all this affected your ability to sort of, you know, learn and get to know the players, you know, on day to day on the training ground with disruptions and things like that? Do you feel as if you've got inside most of them now and have a real feel for them?
No, not yet, not 100%. I think they're getting a feel for me. You know, I'm not one for treading around, avoiding eggshells if you like, but I was doing that to a certain degree. I've tried to put my personality on it a little bit. We're in the transfer window, you know, we'd lost a couple of 3 games. And, you know, you look back to understand why we're in this situation, what had happened previously to when I'd come, what had happened when, you know, Jack Wood got sacked. And now it's about building a new future. You know, you've got to learn from the past, you know, the successes, but the reasons why, you know, there was changes that needed to be made. And I think that happened over the course of last season and the first 10 games of this season. And we've got to try and create a new Tranmere, a new future. But remember our successes and the DNA of this football club, what the supporters expect, and we'll build it, there's no question about that.
Sam Smith and Jack Young have headed back to their respective clubs. Was that a decision that's been taken recently? Was it just a case of their loans were up? And are these players in the current climate, are they likely to be replaced?
It was a decision that was made by myself, but you know, I thank them. I thought they showed tremendous character, tremendous effort. But as a manager, you want to try and be creative in bringing players in and trying to get a balance to the squad. You know, I think we're bottom heavy with centre halves, and we had a lot of strikers, and we've still got a few strikers who can do a great job for us. And I just think that it was difficult for both players, and I want more of a natural balance to the team. You know, attacking, defending, you know, getting wide. The roles and responsibilities of midfield are huge, you know, with the way that I want to play the game. And I think we've got to be flexible. You know, we can't just play a diamond and expect success. You know, it's a difficult system to play consistently in any division. You've got to be so energetic, you've got to be so dominant in and out of possession, you've got to be so quick, and we've got to be almost like the Trojan horse sometimes. We can't be so see-through, we're predictable, we shouldn't be so arrogant. So I need more of a balance so that we can change things, not just to start games, but in game as well, when we're probably, you know, winning, and when we might need to change things if we're drawing going into the last 10-15 minutes of the game. So with Sam and with Jack, it just made sense because they weren't getting regular games before I came, and they weren't getting regular games when I've been here. So if we can be, you know, creative in the transfer market, we will be.
Anything close to happening on that front at the moment?
The only thing that's close to happening is me going to sleep.
Try not to bore you too long.
No, it's not boring. I'm normally in bed by 9:30.
Just on your point there about you can't expect to just play a diamond and win. Is it fair to say that maybe after having that sort of a good run of success, which started prior to your arrival and continued, in the opening weeks. Are teams start to sort of suss that out a little bit?
Well, they can. It can be quite predictable, quite slow. Opposition can switch play, and what we did find out is our home games in particular, teams were camping in and picking up the 1 or 2 opportunities and beating us. So that's got to change. Possession's got to have a purpose. You've got to create goal scoring opportunities. When we went to Barrow, we created great opportunities, 10 shots on target. I think that was the most that we created, actually attempts on target for a long time. The one anomaly was Exeter, where I tried to change too much too early and left us really, really struggling in the centre of midfield. So, I took full responsibility for that, but we have to be able to learn to change, but do things the way that I want doing on the football pitch and on the training pitch. And I think the players are getting used to me and getting used to that. That demands, and it will bring success, there's no question about that. But sometimes it's difficult, there's a transitional period, there always is. And you can't always have a comfort blanket, sometimes, it's got to be taken away from you.
A lot of teams, as you say, have been camping in at Prenton Park, but that certainly couldn't be levied at Leicester under 21s tonight. Do you think that kind of played into Tranmere's hand in the end? No,
I think the way we started the game made them change the shape. They started with one particular shape and they had to change it because we were so dominant. I thought our switch play was superb. And then the game became balanced, but we were very good and effective attacking. I'd expected us to be better defensively. But again, we're working with a back 4 there where we've got 2 defenders out on the pitch and a goalkeeper. Otis and Kieran, 2 wingers who play fullback. So there was no magic trick. There was a magic trick on Sunday, convincing Otis that he was playing left wing. When basically he was playing left wing back with a back 4 in behind him. So, to convince him to play right back tonight in the manner that he's done was superb, and the same with Kieran. But they have to do a job for the team. It's about the team. And when you're successful as a team, individuals will become more successful.
Well, that was certainly a team performance tonight, and you can see the confidence growing within the team as the game developed. It's a case of really harnessing that now and taking it into the league form to make it more consistent, isn't it?
Consistency, where does it start? For me, it's been difficult this season with the COVID, getting players in, getting them up to speed, a change of manager, 2 changes of managers with respect to Mickey leaving and then Jacko. So there's been them inconsistencies. We've got to get consistently good at recruiting and retaining so that we've got continuity. That's what you want, that's what the club want. Even if managers leave, you need a DNA. This is the way that we play, this is our continuity, this is the backbone, the spine of our team, and that's where you get success. But if we're looking at the last 54 league games, I think we've lost 26. It's too much. So that's got to change, and that's not just started. So the consistency has got to be looked at over a bigger period of time rather than a 10-game period, and you've got to understand where it started and where we've got to put an end to it. And there's been a lot of change, so now there needs to be continuity, consistency in transfer markets, retaining, and your practices, and then without practices you get positive performances, positive results. And I'm not here, like I said, trying to do a magic trick on people. I just know my facts, my stats, and I know why we're in League 2 and what we need to do to get out of it.